Hi everyone, in this video I'll be showing you how to use the themes in the best possible and easiest way ever. Also, not only that, we are going to be persisting our data. So for example, if I change this button, you see we have a new dark theme, right? And we can change between it. Not only that, for example, if we are in this dark mode or even if we are on the light mode, regardless, if I close this app, I'll just close it properly. And if I turn it back on again, we should be in the previous state that we were in, and we are. Now, I like to name things meaningfully, so is why I've gone ahead and give this app a very long name, dark_light_preference_provider. This is because we are using shared preference and provider to use dark and light theme. So copy this entire name and write flutter space create space this whole thing. Alright. If you see the code that I have written, we have one stateless widget that only has a home, and the home is a stateful widget which has a scaffold inside of which we have an app bar, a title, and a body that is empty. So let us start coding. Firstly, what I want is inside the center of this body a card inside of which we will have a switch tile. So let's remove this container and let's write. So let's pass a center here, a center inside of which we need a child, and the child should have a card. Now if I save it, nothing appears because the card is empty. The child of the card should be a switch tile, a switch list tile to be exact. Switch list tile. The switch list tile has two arguments that you must provide. Firstly, a value. So because the switch should either be on or off, so you have to pass, is it true or is it false? So I'll start with false, and it needs an on changed which will give us a value, and then we can do something with the value. You see, I have written false here for the value, so it's on the left. If I change it to true and save it, it's on the right. Let us get the other things first. I need a secondary. A secondary will give us an icon or something on the left. It should be primary or leading. I don't know why they named it secondary. It should be a const icon icons dot. I'll just go with whatever. And lastly but not the least, let's pass a title of a const text where we want to pass a title. So let's write light mode, because actually we are on the light mode now. And since I am here, let us just change it from AC unit to be a light mode. Alright, I like it. So now we have a light mode that you can see. We have this text here and a button. Now what I want to do is I want to set up the whole theme, and then whenever we change something, the entire theme should change, and so should this switch, this text, and this icon. So let us start working. I'll go to lib, where I'll make a new folder. Let's name it providers, inside of which let's make a new file, theme_provider.dart. Here I'll make a class first, so class my app theme, and inside of this I'll make a static method, so a static theme data. Let's name it my themes. My bad, we don't need the theme data here. So we made a class inside of which we have a static method so that we can access this method by initiating its name. This method should expect a boolean. A bool is dark. Also, it should get a build context which should be a context. Now this method should return us a theme data, and now I'll show you why we need it. So this theme data can have an app bar theme, app bar theme, app bar theme, like so. And let's say for the app bar we want a background color. So what we want is, if we are in the is dark, I want the color to be colors dot black, and if we are not in dark mode, we want the color to be colors dot indigo, like so. Also, let's get the brightness. If we are in is dark, brightness should be brightness dot dark. If we are not in dark, the brightness should be brightness dot light. Let's get a third argument. Let's get a scaffold background color, and I'll write is dark. So if we are in the dark mode, I want the color to be colors dot gray dot shade 800, and if we are not in the dark mode, I want the color to be colors dot white 70. So I'll just keep this tree for the theme. You can edit it as much as you want, or you could use the same concept in other app. Alright, now we need a new class. So a class theme notifier with change notifier. Here I'll expect a bool, so late should be a late bool is dark. So this is a value that I'll initiate later. Now we need a getter for it. Bool get is dark, and this should return us the value of this bool. We are using a getter so that we cannot change this bool from other file, so is why it is underscored and it's a private field. Also, let's get a constructor for this class. So theme notifier, the same as the class name, and inside the constructor I'll put is dark equals to false. Outside of this, we need a toggle method. So toggle toggle theme, and this toggle theme parameter should expect a bool, so a bool value, and we will get this value from here. So whenever we click something, we will pass that value inside of this method, and we will change that bool to be for the new is dark. So is dark equals to value. This is not to it. We also need to notify listeners, so it's why we are using provider. And now we are done with the basic logic. We still have something to do, that is using shared preference, so that whenever we are using this app, we can save things. But before that, let's go to main.dart and let us use it. In main.dart, firstly, this material app needs to be changed with a change notifier. So I'll just remove this const and get the entire material app, Control X. Let's bring a change notifier provider. Change notifier provider needs a provider context, and I'll pass ctx. Theme notifier. Now we have a builder where I want to return my material app. Okay. Now this material app needs a theme, right? The material app has a theme argument. To use this theme argument, firstly we have to wrap this material app with a consumer. The easiest way to wrap it with a consumer is to use a stream builder and then change the stream builder to be a consumer, and this consumer should be of type theme notifier. Let us get rid of this streamline, and here we need to pass a context, and the next argument should be notifier, notifier, and lastly we need a child, which is not going to be useful for us, so we are just going to be passing an underscore. Alright, now let us reopen this theme where we can write my app theme dot my themes, and isDark, we will get this isDark from notifier dot isDark. Right, so let's save it. You see, now we have a new light mode. Things got changed. To use the functionality in this button, we need to come to this widget here, and the switch list style needs to be wrapped with another stream builder, so a consumer. I'll change the stream builder to be a consumer, and the object should be of type theme notifier. Alright, let's get rid of this streamline, and here we need to write notifier. You could name it whatever you want, but I like my names to be meaningful. Alright, this value should be coming from notifier dot isDark, and it will of course be false now because we wrote it to be false. And here we can use that toggle method, so the method that we wrote here, right? Toggle notifier theme, no, my bad, toggle theme. So here I can write notifier dot toggle theme, and inside of which we pass the value that we're getting from here. Now if we save it, what is wrong? Alright, so wow, that is nice. We are still not done. Here I want to do notifier dot isDark. I want the icon to be const icons dot dark mode. So let's try. Alright, and if we are in the dark mode, isDark, so notifier dot isDark, I want it to be const, I want the text that says dark mode. So with that, if we save it, let us try. Alright, that is looking nice, isn't it? So that is good and all, that we can change the theme and everything, but you will see if we close this app, we never persist the data, right? The theme will be reset to light even if we were in dark. To prevent that, let us come to theme provider and let's make two new methods using shared preference. Shared preference is a dependency that lets us save our settings inside the device. So even if we close the app and then turn it back again, we still have everything. I'll name my first method to be load from prefs, and this should be an async. Let's write shared preference, and we can just name it preference. Preference equals to await shared preference dot get instance. I'll save this line because we need to use it again. Inside of this method, we want our isDark underscore isDark to have a new value. isDark equals to preferences dot get bool, and the key should be theme. And if we are opening this app for the really first time, this will return us a value of null, in which case we want the default value to be false. Right. After that, we need to notify the listeners, whoever is listening for it, and we can return the value of isDark. Great. Lastly, let's use another one, save to prefs, so that we can save whenever we change something. and let's paste this line. Here what we will do is we are going to call preferences dot get bool or set bool, and the key should be same as before, theme, and the value should be is dark. So whatever is dark is, we want it to be saved. Now, when should we use each? Whenever we say change something, we want to use save to prefs. And whenever we are loading, so whenever we are loading this constructor, I want the load from prefs to be called. And so I think we're good. Let us restart this app. I'll pause the video and stop it and rerun it again. Alright, what I've done is I have restarted the entire app, so I've stopped it and ran it again, and now I've stopped it again. So let's check. If I change it, you see we are in the dark mode, and if I turn it off and relaunch it, we should still be in the dark mode, and we are. So with that, let us conclude this video. I'll see you guys in the next one.